defender Jordan Zamora, Sheffield United midfielder Morgan Gibbs-White, Blackburn striker Ben Brereton-Diaz, Fulham striker Alexander Mitchevich, and Coventry striker Victor Gyökeres. We'll start, Marcus, with Kyle Bartley. You know, West Brom went unbeaten in September. There were a few wobbles. He won a mammoth 51 aerial duels, proving that sort of threat, the asset in both boxes, as well as sort of commanding the back line and making 25 clearances. Just how important is he to the Baggies at both ends of the field?
Yeah, he's enormous. You mentioned there threat in both boxes. Often a centre-back, you think about just the defensive headers, but he really is a player able to contribute in the attacking third as well. I think the experience of 2019-20, Kyle Bartley, a player who was a huge part of them winning automatic promotion under Slaven Bilic. He's been able to gain from that experience. 30 years old now, and is definitely taking on more leadership duties, I think, in that West Bromwich Albion back line. Jake Livermore's the captain, but I think Kyle Bartley is definitely one of the leaders on the pitch. As you mentioned, yeah, dangerous in both boxes. They've clearly putting together particularly a back line that will be capable of sustaining a push for automatic promotion. I think they've got the second best goals against record and expected goals against record in the division, and Kyle Bartley is a huge part of that. And yeah, he's very deserving of his name being on this shortlist.
Absolutely. Well, if you think Kyle Bartley deserves to be named the Football League World Fan Championship Player of the Month, make sure you click the link below or head to footballleagueworld.co.uk/fan-awards to vote for Kyle Bartley. Our next nominee is another defender. It is Bournemouth left back Jordan Zamora. The Cherries top of the championship right now after taking 13 points from a possible 15 in September. Marcus, how impressive has the young player been this season? And, you know, I guess it speaks volumes that we're talking about him, given the amount of talent and high-profile players in Scott Parker's squad.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a name that we weren't too familiar with going into the season. I think one thing that struck me is just the confidence he's playing with, and I think that speaks to Scott Parker and the atmosphere he's been able to create for these younger players. He's a player that's loving sort of combining with Jadon Anthony in particular down that left side in the attacking third. Puts in lots of crosses, attempts loads of dribbles, but it's also been quite impressive defensively as well. Bournemouth, the least goals conceded in the division. But yeah, it's his confidence that strikes me as a player whose deal is currently ending in the summer. So there was a player that you thought maybe he's got 1 year to prove himself of Bournemouth, so he might be taking it a little bit easy, but we've seen none of that. All action play from Zamora, and yeah, definitely a player that I look forward to seeing how he progresses, still very young. Indeed. So yeah, Jordan Zamora, a player that's a little bit stronger, I think, than his build and maybe than he gets credit for, has really hit the ground running, and yeah, definitely one of the breakout stars of the season so far. And yeah, it speaks volumes of what a good job Scott Parker's doing at Bournemouth at the start of the season.
Absolutely, a breakout star indeed already. You know, 2 goals, 3 clean sheets in September for Zamora, and if he's the player you think deserves to be named the Football League World Player of the Month for the championship, then, you know, click the link below, head to footballleagueworld.co.uk/fan-awards to cast your vote. The only midfielder on our list is Sheffield United's Morgan Gibbs-White. You know, his arrival really seemed to be the catalyst to kickstart the Blades season under Slavisa Jokanovic after a shaky and slow start. You know, 2 goals, 2 assists for Gibbs-White in his first 5 appearances for the Blades, which all came in September after he joined on loan from Wolves. Marcus, you know, I guess an early candidate for the sort of best signing of the summer in the championship.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I saw a single player come in and just elevate the level of all of his counterparts on the team sheet. I mean, Sheffield United were really struggling before he came in. Then he announced himself in that enormous 6-2 win over Peterborough for the Blades. So yeah, it's been an amazing signing. He's a threat from all angles. We've seen how dangerous he can be with his long-range shooting. He scored a goal, not in September, but just last time out of Bournemouth, timing his run into the box perfectly with a first-time finish. So yeah, this is a player that's a threat from all angles. Must be really difficult for opposition managers to plan for the threat he poses, and hopefully can go from strength to strength. It maybe seems like Wolves didn't make him available for loan until quite late on in the window, because the way he's hit the ground running, you would have thought maybe loads of clubs would have been interested on getting him on a season-long loan deal in the summer. Sheffield United are that lucky club to have his services there, and they are reaping the rewards. Hopefully they'll be able to bounce back with him at the forefront of their plans after the international break.
Absolutely, he certainly hit the ground running. That's 2 goals, 2 assists for Gibbs White in September. And if you think he deserves to win the Player of the Month award, head to footballleagueworld.co.uk/fan awards or click the link below to cast your vote. The next player is someone that's been making headlines for quite a fairy tale story, really. Ben Brereton Diaz received a shock call up to the Chile national team over the summer and starred for them. And he's carried that form really back to the Championship at Ewood Park with Blackburn Rovers. 6 goals and 1 assist for Brereton Diaz last month. Marcus, the 22-year-old, he's gone for some big money in the past as a player talked of with a high potential. Is he sort of finally living up to the billing now?
Well, I think at 22, it's hard to sort of put an estimate on his potential. He's still so young. It feels like he's been around a lot longer. Has been a regular at Blackburn in previous seasons, but has had nowhere near the goal return that he has this season. He really is enjoying that fresh license to run in behind. And as I mentioned with Carl Bartley, maybe Brereton Diaz is stepping up as more of a senior member at only 22, but a player that's taking more responsibility on the pitch, of course, after Armstrong's departure to Southampton. So yeah, it's amazing to think he's still only 22. Hopefully he can continue to fire in the goals. He'll definitely have his eye on 20 for the season. Obviously, he got a hat-trick and a brace in September, which bumps up his total quite a bit. And yeah, he's having a class season. It's quite interesting to see how Tony Mowbray's Blackburn have able to improve since losing Armstrong in the summer. And Brereton Diaz is such a huge part of that attacking contingent, not just in terms of the goals that he gets, but his link-up play with the likes of Tyrese Dolan and Sam Gallagher has been crucial. So Brereton Diaz probably could be a popular name on this list, I reckon.
Absolutely. Well, if you want to cap off what's been a whirlwind few months for Brereton Diaz by seeing him named the Football League World Player of the Month for September, make sure you head to footballleagueworld.co.uk/fan-awards or click the link below to cast your vote. The next player is someone that, has proved his quality in the Championship time and time again previously. That's Alexander Mitchevich at Fulham. He struggled to make an impact in the Premier League last season, but back at the level where he has enjoyed so much success in the past. Marcus, should other clubs be worried because the Serbian looks back to his inevitable best?
Definitely. I think it's easy to sort of overlook the credit that maybe we should be giving at a player like Alexander Mitchevich, just because we know how much pedigree he has in this division and how, every time you see him start for Fulham, you expect him to score. But that doesn't mean that he hasn't got to go out there and do it. That first half hat-trick in midweek was awesome. He's a player that every defensive contingent in the Championship is going to be extremely scared of. He's the outright favourite to win top scorer. There's a lot of pressure on his shoulders. Fulham, have slipped away a little bit from automatic promotion contention this month, but that hasn't meant that Mitchevich hasn't continued to deliver for them. I think he's a name that we could see on this list in months to come, and definitely is a huge threat for the Cottagers. They're going to need him to keep delivering if they want to fire themselves back up the table. But yeah, Mitchevich with so many goals, he gets so many chances for Fulham, but he does keep sticking them away, to be fair to him. So yeah, Mitchevich is an unbelievable striker to have at Championship level, but he's definitely justifying that tag in the early knock-ins of this campaign.
Absolutely, certainly someone that's caused absolute nightmares for opposition defences in September, and you wouldn't bet against him doing the same for the rest of the season. So if Mitchevich is the man you want to see win the Championship Player of the Month award for September, head to footballleagueworld.co.uk/fan-awards or click the link below. It's fair to say that Coventry City have been the surprise package of the Championship so far, that they're up tussling for an automatic place at the moment. And thanks in no small part to Victor Gyökeres's form in front of goal, 5 goals and an assist in September for the Sky Blues. Marcus, given it was a quiet, if not impressive, few months for him at Coventry last season. Are you surprised by how quickly he's hit the ground running this time around?
I am a little bit, just the extent of his goal scoring. I think when we see players join Championship clubs from Brighton Hove Albion sort of youth ranks, I know he wasn't an out-and-out youth product, but Brighton signed him at quite a young age. I think we need to start treating that as if they're like a big six club, because Brighton are just churning out the players at the moment. Their scouting network is awesome. You've got Rida Kadra on loan at Blackburn Rovers, and now Gyökeres at Coventry, obviously now on a permanent deal, which I'm sure that they could reap the rewards for that in the next year or so. You have to take them a bit more seriously. As you mentioned, showed in flashes his ability that he had last season, but he's really putting it all together at the start of this season. There's been some unconventional finishes, I think, against Fulham particularly. I know this is in October at the weekend. He finds a way to get the ball into the corner without it making it look too convincing, maybe. But as long as the supply line keeps coming for Coventry, the likes of Ian Martson down the left-hand side, Callum O'Hare giving chances to Gyökeres. His finishing has been so good so far this season. He's so clinical. He scored 9 league goals from just 5.91 expected goals. Be interested if that's sustainable. But yeah, he's such a threat at the moment, and I'm sure he's a player maybe like Brereton Diaz that definitely will have his eye on 20 goals for the season.
Absolutely. Well, sustainable or not, that there's no denying that the goals he did score in September, that was 5 goals and an assist for Gyökeres in September. If he's the man that you think deserves to be named the Football League World Fans Championship Player of the Month award for September, head to footballleagueworld.co.uk/fan-awards or click the link below. So those are the 6 nominees. I'll just run through them one more time. We had West Brom defender Carl Bartley, Bournemouth defender Jordan Zamora, Sheffield United midfielder Morgan Gibbs-White, Blackburn striker Ben Brereton Diaz, Fulham striker Alexander Mitchevich, and Coventry striker Victor Gyökeres. As I said before, head to footballleagueworld.co.uk/fan-awards to cast your vote, or click the link below. You've got until 9 a.m. tomorrow to cast your vote, and we'll announce at 10:30 who the Football League World Fans Championship Player of the Month for September was. Marcus, thanks for shedding your insight on the nominees this week.